Yeah, no problem.
Right. Hello, everyone. How are we all? We're doing a slightly different one today. We are doing a podcast where we talk about things. Oh, why is my mouse doing that? Oh, that's fun. Okay, I might have to have a look at that in 1 second. But just bear with me 1 second, and I will unmute the girls.
Ah, it's a golden eagle.
It is a golden eagle. Hello.
Hello.
I may be having some fun with my microphone.
Oh, what does this mean?
I have no idea. Not my microphone. Sorry, my mouse. My mouse in game
Uh,
now stopped doing it. It just kept randomly just moving upwards. Oh no, it's still doing it. That's gonna be fun. It's fine. Oh, is that what it is? Okay, it's my controller was still plugged in.
oh,
So my mouse and my controller were basically fighting each other for control and dominance,
oh my!
which is always
Becky,
fun.
always something small, isn't it?
That's what she said.
Yes, of course, of course.
So,
Mm-hmm.
I've
How we starting?
I have no idea. We should probably
Okay.
just go in for it. So, hello.
Hi.
This is the 3Bs podcast, which, as you can tell, completely hashtag professional. We 100% know what we're doing.
Always.
Where we are 3Bs. All of our names start with Bs. That's where it comes from. Highly original.
It's fine. It's not confusing at all.
No. And we all love books. And we all like to talk about books. So we're going to go and talk about some books.
And then go on tangents.
Yeah. And play Powerwashing Sim while we're talking about it. Because, you know.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to see things as doing things while we're talking about books?
Yeah, it's true.
So
True. So true.
I think we decided in the end that, did we say the first one we were going to do as favorite books?
Yeah.
Knowing you guys, we didn't even apparently decide on a time.
No,
so...
we didn't. Well, no, two of us decided on a time.
Shut up! Listen.
Two of us remembered the time.
The two of us remembered a time, and that's ironically two of the people with the same name.
And the one brain cell.
I was going to say who is famous for only possessing one brain cell between the two of them.
Hey, listen. I have one brain cell always because I'm naturally blonde. So.
What? You don't share it.
Yes,
no, I don't.
With a league of others with the same name.
But I have to share it with myself, though. That's stupid.
Apparently more stupid than sharing it with somebody external to your own brain.
It's stupid. I get possession over my own brain cell.
Yes. This is ridiculous. I don't have to share my brain cell with anyone other than me.
Okay, so who wants to start? Lovage, do you want to talk about your favorite? Not everybody at once now.
No, not everybody. I think you should start.
Me?
Yes.
Why me?
Because you're the only one that didn't know we were doing it today.
God damn it. Is this a punishment?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make it so awkward for you.
No more awkward.
Punish me, mommy.
Saying, are we meeting up today? And Lovage being like, we're meeting up today. And you being like, wait, I'm so confused. when did we agree this apart from in chat about 3 minutes ago?
When did we agree to this other than 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Listen. I have an excuse. I was sick.
You have no excuse.
You have literally no excuse. I have an excuse. I'm blocked.
I could use that, but I've already used it already, so.
True. You can't use
Anyways. So, I have many books that are my favorite. And you guys already know. My genre of choice is paranormal romance or paranormal fantasy romance or anything with romance.
Continue.
What?
I said you want to get boned by a ghost. Continue.
Shut up.
Or a werewolf,
Or
or
a
a
werewolf,
vampire.
or a vampire, or a
Oh my
vampire
God.
werewolf ghost.
Yes. Okay, fine. Yes, I agree. But have you guys heard of the books? Oh my God, A Court of Roses and Thorns. ACOTAR
Yep.
is the abbreviation for it.
I mean, sorry. Yes, I have definitely heard of that one.
No.
I'm
Yeah.
sure you have.
No.
No?
Either way. But
It's
I have heard of it.
it's really good. Really, really good. It's about fairies. You know, the fae.
Nice.
And I've been into that lately. I've gotten out of my werewolf era, and I've joined the fairy group. Yeah.
Fair enough.
A natural progression. Were you also a horse now?
No comment?
I'm sorry, what?
You were a horse girl, weren't you?
Phrasing.
There may be a book I have in my collection that's about a unicorn, but listen.
Wait, as in, like, somebody bangs a unicorn? I need
No.
Somebody turns into a unicorn in the
Yes,
fandom?
somebody turns into a unicorn.
Somebody
Not
turn-
somebody.
Somebody turns into a unicorn.
Yes.
So, somebody...
I'm not sure what you're
Okay,
struggling
so
with.
it's the guy. It's the guy that turns
Of
into
course,
the
it's the
unicorn.
guy.
Uh-huh,
Continue.
uh-huh.
Okay, you know, what's the all creepy about a woman wanting to bang a unicorn?
Listen.
I am listening, that's the problem. I am listening, that's 100% the problem.
Oh my.
One day you decided to listen.
Okay. Yes. Yes. I know. I know.
Continue with the horse banging. I mean,
Totally normal situation.
yeah,
No.
you know, just how do you find that out? Do you just like sneeze and just become a unicorn?
Jesus Christ. No, I.
That's your
I-
twist. Why have I got hoops?
Oh, when I look for books like this, I just look up paranormal romance, and it just comes up, and whatever floats my boat is what I read.
Please tell me that you go to an actual bookshop. And please tell
Kindle.
Me, and please tell
Kindle.
me this was a recommendation by a 90-year-old granny who's
No.
like, if you like paranormal and you like the idea of men turning into animals that they really shouldn't be and should not in any way, shape or form be sexy, have I got the series of books for you. Is it a series?
Listen.
No, you need to
My-
answer. I need to know if there's more than one.
I have many books that are paranormal romance.
No. I need to know
No,
whether
it's-
the unicorn banging
it's
is more than
unicorn.
one.
There's only one.
Oh.
Dad.
There's only one.
I wonder why. Continue.
It's probably because it's like the most oddest paranormal romance topic, I would assume. Because I've never seen one like that before, and I was like,
For
that's
very good reason.
odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Who
Probably.
Who doesn't want to read about? Because werewolves you can kind of get. It's still like an animalistic dog thing. It's quite normal.
Mhm.
Unicorns aren't. It's like a Harry
I know.
Potter. It's like
I
Harry
know.
Potter like bending over the unicorn when he's.
Now, I never said that I liked the book. I just said I read the book.
This
You know what? Fair. I will let you have.
Yeah, I will grant you that one because the chances
Yeah.
are at some point I would have had to have gone. I need to know if this is as bad as it.
It is actually fairly not good.
I wonder why. I wonder why.
But apparently, because it gets confusing in the book because they call him a unicorn, but then he's also a fae, and it doesn't really make sense. And it's like,
Yeah, that's the part that doesn't
okay,
make
well, what?
sense.
Okay.
Like,
so there's,
what
like,
is he?
the politics part of this as well.
Nice,
Mm.
of course. Who doesn't?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the whole my dude turns into a freaking unicorn wasn't enough.
No, I know, right? So, it's a little convoluted, and like reading it was very hard to read. It was funny.
Oh, but no, it wasn't intended to be funny.
No, it was not.
Oh,
It was not. But yeah, so anyways, getting back onto like the favorite books that I read, I do recommend if you do like any romance books, like the Akatar series, The Crown of Thorns and Roses, and Mist and Fury, and all those. Really good. Really, really good. And it's about fae people, not about shifters or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
So I like it. It's very remember when I said I like romance books to have story? Well, this one has a story. So it's really good, really good. And you'll never be able to guess anything that happens. It just keeps you on your toes. You know what I mean?
Good. How many cliches though does it follow? Like Hallmark Christmas movies always have like a series of cliches that will happen in every single one of them.
Okay, so it starts off as a cliche. Like it starts off as a cliche where you can be like, okay, well, technically I've already heard this story before. You know, where like she meets a guy and she gotta kind of save him, and then she gotta kind of figure out what's going on with his people so she can save them from everything that's happening. And then, you know, yada yada, and then they start getting married and blah blah blah. So that's the cliche part. But then many other things happen, and I'm not gonna say it because it's a big spoiler. And it's definitely not cliche then after. It's really good. Really, really good. You wouldn't be able to guess it. Trust me.
I can guess this. I've watched videos on it.
It's not really guessing then if you already know the answer.
It's guessing because I've completely forgotten what it is word for word.
Well, if you have seen some videos, because it's very popular on Book Talk. This series is very popular to talk about on Book Talk. So, actually, I've started rereading it because it's really good. Really good. So, so that's that. I mean, the last time we got together, I spoke about 50 Shades of Grey.
Yes, we did, to be fair.
But I kind of feel like we'll be beating a dead horse if I reiterate that, and then we get on the topics of BDSM and yeah. I don't think we need to go down that route again.
No, we've already gone part way there and well beyond it to something completely different. Yeah. So we can get that.
So true. So true. So, Becky, what kind of books are your favorite?
Which one?
Whatever.
No, not confusing at all. It's fine. Yeah, we definitely don't share a name.
We definitely don't. Absolutely not. Well,
Becky,
Lovage, as you were my backup, I will permit you to go first.
You will permit me. Oh wow! It's almost like you have no idea what to say, do you?
Oh no, I 100% have my book all lined up.
Nice.
I'm ready to go.
Did you write that report too?
Nah. I'm too busy looking up the unicorn porn, to be honest.
I can send you the name.
No, I want my FBI people that watch my search history to be concerned. I want a random police welfare check out.
Oh my god. Oh my god, it's so good you don't live here, because then it would be my husband welfare checking you.
Yeah.
Oh, that would make it so much better, though.
That would make it so much better, because I could be like, you need to the call coming from inside the house.
This is because of your wife.
Or he'll sit there and go, God, I even know the bloody book she's talking about.
He probably does, because I talked about it with him.
He'd be like, once I finish here, there's somewhere else I need to go. Where else I need to go? Do it towards the end of the shift, kill two birds with one stone, literally.
Yeah. Yeah, he was concerned about the book. because I was like, I was making fun of it, right? So I was like telling them about like some of the things that they were saying in the book, and I was like, who says that? Who says that? Like, really, seriously.
And he's just sitting there, just like, do I have to arrest my wife?
Yeah.
Is it far enough along yet? Or
Yeah, it's like, at what point does this become bestiality?
It's not. Give that up.
It's literally a love story about somebody that turns into a unicorn. It kind of is. The werewolf and the vampire stuff is already tetchy ground.
I mean, I'll agree. Yes, definitely. But I definitely do not condone bestiality.
They need to have at least had about 4 different hung like a horse jokes in there in order to make it.
Yeah, a couple of those jokes were in there, actually.
Yeah, I mean,
like the female character made those jokes, and I was like, "Oh God, that's so cringy." Who says shit like that?
I mean, we already knew it was there. You didn't need to literally block a dead horse.
Hey,
No, that's my point.
Yeah.
Tragedy. Tragedy. God. Yeah, so. Yeah, those are probably the weirdest books I've read, you know. But, you know, I tend to, I don't know, read weird books. That's it. Yeah.
Definitely a good one to start with.
That's fair. That's fair.
And don't act like you haven't read anything weird.
Not that weird.
I mean, I tried to, and I couldn't make it through the first chapter. Well, past the first chapter.
Yeah, totally. Anyways, like I said, it was just the weirdest book ever. The weirdest book ever. But you read weird books sometimes.
Yeah.
You know.
At least you can say you read it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to admit that, even though I have. But
The pain of torture.
he felt like it. But yeah. So, anyways, Love Age.
Yeah.
What books do you like?
What other books along this line do I like? Surprise.
Oh my.
Well, I get to be the fun person.
Mm-hmm.
Likes horror. The dying breed, as everyone will say, it isn't dying, but I can tell you, it's dying.
I mean, I would agree. Truly. Because, I mean, I don't really enjoy horror books, but that's just, you know. Everybody has their thing.
It's taste, although they do love a good horror movie, but no one likes them.
So what one?
That's what I'm trying to think of. What is my favorite book? Because although horror is my favorite, it's not easy to get a hold of. So I end up having to divert into other things like fantasy, etc. So favorite book. I guess I'd have to then go with the one that I would always recommend of Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Which is technically actually a series, but it's such a fascinating book. Or series by Ransom Riggs. So it's horror. It is horror, but it has a completely new way to tell the story. So the whole idea of the book is that he has found old, like, glass not paintings, old photos, Victorian age photos, and that sort of first photographic era, and they are peppered throughout the book. So you have like a character introduced, and I have their picture, etc.
Okay, yeah.
Things like that, and like pictures like, oh, we're going to this place, and it'll be a picture of like a place that looks like it. It's very interesting to read.
Well, I told you I wanted to read it, and I do actually have it in my library on my phone, so I will be reading it.
It is very good. The main premise of it is that I'm trying to remember because it was so long ago without actually spoiling what I have read. The main sort of premise of it is that this teenage boy from America goes back to, I believe it's Wales. It's a good point. I don't remember exactly where it was. To find out about his grandfather, because he got an interesting letter, and somehow it links back. And he stumbles upon Miss Peregrine's school, Peculiar Children.
Okay.
Also a home. I don't know why I keep calling it school. Which is this house that is run by Miss Peregrine of children who have very special abilities.
I did see the movie.
I was gonna say, there is the movie as well, but I won't go into how the movie ruins the books, but that's
Well,
fine.
that always happens. We all know that.
So we've got it's as in the movie, interesting children, peculiar children, surprisingly. They all have different powers, from a girl that can cast fire from her hands, a boy that's invisible, a girl that can levitate. Well, levitates. She doesn't have much choice over it. She just does, and is constantly carried around like a balloon.
That's crazy.
But the main horror comes into is that they are being constantly stalked by the Hollows. I think they were called. It's been a long time since I read this book.
Why does that remind me of Bleach? Because the Bleach creatures were called Hollows.
If it's actually called the Hollows, or if it is, but they are terrifying beings that lurk in the shadows, that want to take the children and take their powers. And and so they go on a fun adventure around the many places where other houses exist with other madams. And it gets very interesting. It's very hard not to, because it's like the first chapter is very much sets up everything, but while also giving you no idea what it is. So if I said anything more, the whole thing just would be spoiled in one bit. It's like, that's the best I can give you.
Okay, listen, I'll drown you. Slow together. Oh my. No, I remember seeing the movie, and like the movie was really intriguing. However, I mean, we've already established that it's never the same when you make it into a movie. And I definitely do want to read it, because you're not the first person who's told me that is actually a really good book series.
Another thing is to say is also a lot of it is all pretty much just set around England in many different ways, and it's just he does a very good job of explaining specific things and different things and different.
Interesting that he's from the United States, and
yeah, it is. It's really interesting. He does a really good job of it for being an American. It's really interesting.
Okay.
But the movie isn't terrible. The movie changes some things I don't like. However, the movie does also take in, I think, 4 of the books and makes it into one movie.
Like they do.
So it's sort of... yeah, it's
Ruins
good
the storyline.
4 books together, but so much more happens and so much is changed.
It does kind of make sense, because like I said, I've seen the film, and that was kind of one of the biggest questions that I had about it, was the fact that they were like, okay, we need to go and find like different houses with the kids in, and then all of a sudden one of the teachers comes to find them, and then that's just kind of it. And I was like, I did wonder whether there was supposed to be a little bit more than what they probably had the time to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember either. Does
Ah.
the Tales of the Peculiar Children, does it? I don't think it does.
No.
Because it's a book that is used within the series for them, because it doesn't spoil it too much, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
There is a book within the book, there's a book within the series that's in the story, not an actual book.
Okay.
Well, it is now. I will add to that. It is. He did actually make it a book as well. But
Okay.
it's called The Tales of the Peculiar Children, I believe, or Tales of the Peculiar.
No.
And
That's
it's
the-
essentially, it's essentially fairy tales, or what they think of fairy tales.
Almost like Brothers Grimm.
Essentially, that is the general idea of what it is. It's like
Mhm.
they've all been collected about the other the houses and other homes, but it's not known if it is actually true or not. So they're
Mhm.
deciding to follow this book that may or may not be true to whether or not other homes exist.
So
Oh,
I
okay.
guess they kind of made a reference to that in the sense that the kid, the main kid, does have a book, and he kind of says, "Oh, I like," because the granddad was himself trying to find where all the other loops were, all the other homes.
Yeah.
So he does kind of make a reference to that a couple of times, where like more towards the end of the film, and then there is a reference right at the beginning when he's introducing the main characters, and he picks up the book that he gets from his granddad, and all of the main character kids are in there.
Yeah.
So there is, so like I said, there's kind of a reference to it, but it isn't. It's just kind of implied. Oh yeah, this is what he's been doing his research on. He's been trying to find these houses to make sure that the kids are safe, but there isn't any. And this is kind of like, oh, this is all the detail that he's got, and then that's it. It's just kind of left at that.
Yeah.
There isn't a specific. Right, here's all the kids that are in this house. Here's all the kids that are in this house.
Yeah, within the book, it is just known as like a book of tales, and one of the characters is like almost like the keeper of it, and they'll like go to him and ask him, "Oh, like where are we going next?" And he'll be like, "Well, there's a story here of this."
Hmm.
Like one of the loops, there's one loop, which is what the worlds are called, that's so interesting and so fun, and when the characters figure out that it actually exists, because all they have heard of it as a story, it gets very interestingly weird.
Hmm. Okay.
Which I would love to spoil, but as it is such a is it isn't it situation, I don't want to spoil it because it's so good.
Mhm. I appreciate that. Okay. There's like little bits of dirt all over this stupid cylindrical
So,
bitch.
Other Becky. That is
what
Mark.
about you?
So my favourite book is actually one that I got introduced to when I was about 18, because I was in exactly the same situation as one of the main characters in it, which was, so my favorite book is The Princess Bride, which obviously a lot of people will know from the movie, which is what I saw first. I saw the movie first because I was ill one day when I was 18. I got like a really, really bad flu, and my mum and my sister were going out for the day, and I wasn't going anywhere because I felt like absolute hot garbage, and they said, oh, well, if you're not going anywhere, they kind of went through TV, and they just went, oh, Princess Bride is on, why don't you watch that? And I was like, I don't want to watch that. And they were like, no, watch it. We think you'll be interested in it. And I was like, okay, fine, whatever. And I watched it, and I absolutely fell in love with it. And I am massively hyperfixated on it. And I watched it every night for about 3 weeks.
Nice.
And I was like, this film is amazing. Also, it helps that Carey Yules was hot as back then.
Yes.
In that movie, he is hot as. To be fair, Robert Wrightpen wouldn't kick her out of bed either. So, added bonus. But anyway, so absolutely fell in love with it. Was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Later found out that there was... So this is one of the very, very, very rare occasions where I saw the movie before I read the book. But I absolutely... I loved it. Found out there was a book. Brought the book. Was like, this book is equally as amazing. And I felt like... And I thought it was a very, very good and close version of the book. So it didn't have anything too major. The only thing is that the film, like, there's a little epilogue, which obviously the film doesn't have to do. So there is an epilogue, and the epilogue is not in the film, which is fine. I get that. And most of it is not most of it is changed. Most of it is, I would say about 99% of it is exactly the same. But obviously the book just gives you the opportunity to have more detail than you would be if it was just in the film.
Definitely.
So yeah, I brought the book, and the thing that I loved about it the most was the fact that there is a little bit at the beginning where obviously the author talks about, this is why I wrote this book, yada yada yada. And he told a story about the fact that the kid at the beginning is him. And it was what his granddad used to do. His granddad, whenever he was poorly, used to come and read in this book. And it was The Princess Bride. And then cut to many, many years later, when he has a family of his own, he buys his son the book and is like, this book means everything to me. I'm buying it for you. I hope you like it just as much as I do. His son read it. His son did not like it. He was devastated. And his son was like, I'm really sorry, it's just really boring. And he was like, what do you mean it's really boring? And he's like, I can't find any of the things that you talk about in the book. And he was just like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, and he got really, really upset. And his wife was like, look, just go take a walk. And she took the book off her son and read it herself. And when he came back in, she was like, have you ever read this? And he was like, no, because my granddad would read it for me. And she was like, read it. And he was like, what do you mean read it? She was like, read it yourself. And he did, and he hated it. Because, as his son said, it was really boring. It was really, really boring. So what his granddad had done is he had taken the book and he had changed it. And the Princess Bride that we know and love today is based on the edited version that his dad did. Oh, his granddad did. He said because it was really political, like some bits were really awful. It was not a good book. And he was like, so he decided to honour his granddad by making the book be the story that his granddad told.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that's just the freaking sweetest thing ever.
I agree. It is.
And the fact that he was able to recount the same story every single time. He says because he never wrote anything down. He just had this book,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just like, that's incredibly sweet.
This is really cute.
Yeah,
I
I
was
agree.
I was like, I already loved it. Like, I already loved the movie. And I was just like, that just 100% sold it on me. Just that personal aspect of the fact that, you know, his. The whole reason that we have this is his granddad being like, well, this book is rubbish. This isn't suitable for kids at all. Let me make it better.
Yeah,
And it just being such that wonderful memory for him.
it is a
Um,
good formative memory, that's for sure.
yeah, definitely. So, yeah, that is one of the reasons why it is my favorite book. And like I said, that the film is a very good adaptation of it. Most of it is contained. I think it's definitely from that era where adaptations were more based about what the book actually was about.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
feel like we've lost that a little bit more nowadays. We don't tend to care much. We care more about where the money is. Whereas I
Mm-hmm.
genuinely think
Yeah.
back then it was more, how faithful is this to the book, or is there a good
Yeah.
reason why we've had to take this out? So, for instance, if they were like if there was a massive part of it that they were like, we just don't have the technology or the money for this, you could be like, okay, I can forgive you for not building a scale replica of a certain part of Manhattan in order to make it become overrun with dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
You get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this wasn't. It was a very good representation or adaptation of the book. And yeah,
Okay.
one of the few times that I fell in love with the movie prior to falling in love with the book.
Well, I'm definitely adding that to something to read. See
Yes.
what I mean? I have like my mother-in-law to tell me what books to read, and I don't know any other good books. So it's nice to have like different representations of different types of books because then I can go, oh, okay, well, I like that thought. You know, like I like Lovage's discussion on Miss Peregrine's. Oh my God,
Home, completely
home.
true.
Yeah,
Home. It's home, not school, but I will still call it school.
yeah. So like I want to read that now because I'm interested because it's it's nice to have something different and to be completely honest, I've been getting pretty bored with romance books lately. I know I'll never really actually read an extremely scary book like It, for instance. Like, I'll never read that because, well, first off, I'm afraid of spiders. And from what I hear, the It clown turns into a spider. So,
That sounds great, but it's a
yeah.
Stephen King book, and I don't read Stephen King.
Yeah.
It's annoying. They're really good stories, but it's just his writing style. It's not for me.
Mm-hmm. He does have an odd writing style, that's for sure. Definitely, for sure. I wish I had 60 stars so we can go right on down the line, but I don't. And it's weird how I don't have. Huh.
It's like, I can give you some more weird. Well, I wouldn't say weird, but interesting book suggestions.
Sure, if you
Also,
want.
surprisingly, a lot of them are movies. So another book I would suggest is. Let me just look up who it's by, because otherwise it's going to annoy me that I don't remember his name. Du-du-du. And by. I will Google this because I'm not getting up to get the book on the other
Mhm.
side of the room.
I feel that.
Okay, what was his name? Dave Eggers, The Circle. This was also a movie with Emma Watson and I can't remember his name now. That's great. Guy in the latest Star Wars movies.
Um,
It's gonna annoy me, but I'm not gonna look it up because been there, done that. So
I know who you're talking about.
the circle is really interesting, story wise, and somewhat scary, somewhat almost horror.
Okay.
It's generally an idea of it's an in the future idea. I don't actually. I haven't seen the movie, so I can't say how much it actually is closely related. From what
Mhm.
I have heard from what people who have read the book, it ain't great. But essentially, it's the main character works at a Google like company,
Okay.
which is it sounds very interesting. The company sounds really good. She gets loads of anonymous.
I'm an anemone. And Nemo, are you here? Okay.
Like, yeah, so she can get like food, everything at the place. It's a really cool sounding
Oh,
place. It sounds
amenities.
pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't speak. I can't say that word anyway.
Okay.
But they then decide to come out with this really cool new piece of software.
I don't like where this is going.
It's a
Continue.
nice
Mhm.
little camera
Oh,
that's I don't know, like an inch
totally
round. I think they
suspicious.
suggest it is an inch round, and they go on this really big spree of promoting it,
Totally
and
suspicious.
you end up
Totally
with
suspicious.
they put it in your house, stream from your house, 24-hour stream from your house. What could go wrong?
Oh, well.
And it's horror in the sense of the if reading it now. I read it, I think, God, 5 odd years ago, just before the big social media boom was coming up, sort of
Yeah.
thing. And yeah, it touches on that, and it touches on some of the ethics of that idea
Yeah.
Oh, great.
of the always online. It gets very dark. It's very interesting, though. I would highly recommend it.
Hmm.
But
I
also,
mean, I'll check it out.
just keep in mind that it does. Think of Black Mirror. It gets kind of
Dark.
It gets Black Mirror-y, yeah. A
I
little bit too
okay.
close to home Black Mirror-y.
Okay, so now that we're talking about Black Mirror, I was just about to say that it sounded like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
And
definitely Black Mirror.
I gotta say, I did not watch that show.
No, I didn't watch
Um,
Black Mirror. Okay.
Not that I don't agree in the fact of why they're doing it, and, the whole controversy of, they wanted to take out some things in a movie and all that stuff. A part of me is like, yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree for why they, like, people were like, kind of like, some things don't need to be shown. But in a way, to be devil's advocate, I also think that in some sense, people need a little bit of a grounding, basically, to realize how bad something can be.
Definitely.
I'm not somebody who agrees traumatizing somebody is the best way to teach them something. But I do feel that people do forget that feelings tend to become extremely great, and some things are just not capable of being saved. That kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm an interesting one when it comes to the whole like traumatizing people stuff
Mm-hmm.
because I'm gonna sound really awful with this, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
Say it.
Sometimes you do absolutely need to because people get lost on a concept, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people will be like, yeah, murder's wrong. Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like all this stuff is
Mm-hmm.
wrong. All this stuff is wrong, but they'll still do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They,
Agreed.
thinking about like what's been going on in Ukraine, well, not so much Ukraine, but more like Israel and Palestine.
Mm-hmm.
Like the amount of people that I have seen that because so Taika Waititi's been kind of a little bit more of a victim about of this. So
Mm-hmm.
he came onto one side of the debate because most people tend to.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that didn't agree with his stance, and there was another TikToker that said the same thing. He started receiving threats
Mm-hmm.
because they don't fall on the same side of the argument as he does.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
he did a really lovely like short film about with Apple about the importance of some of the technology and giving voices back to the voiceless. And he
Mm-hmm.
was doing it in the sense of the video was about a dad who you didn't realize it was a dad until the end, but it was like a little girl who was helping a creature find his voice.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
at the end of it, it turns out that the creature is her dad, and her dad is disabled, and he has lost his voice
Oh.
because of his disability. And the app basically is a version of his voice. So even though that's
Oh.
gone, he can still talk to his daughter using his own voice.
Yeah.
And
Which is definitely worth it.
which it was really lovely, and I was like, oh my god, I was not expecting that at all.
Mm-hmm.
The almost the entire comment section was just purely about it's all well and good you doing this, but what about the people of Israel or the people of Palestine or the people of this? And it's like, okay, so disabled people have to sit there and wait
Yeah.
until the matter with Israel is resolved before they
Yeah.
can get help.
Yeah.
And it's like you kind of you've lost
Miss
the
the
point
point.
of it all.
Yeah.
You know, it isn't a case of like it's the whole thing with like with Black Lives Matter and stuff. The amount of people that were like, well, all lives matter, and it's like, well, yes, but not all
Are,
lives need
are being
protecting at the moment.
crucified. Yeah, exactly.
And it's
Yeah.
like, you wouldn't turn around to somebody whose house is on fire and go, yes, but that house down there isn't on fire. What about that house?
Yeah, exactly.
That house needs looking after too. It's like, is it on fire? Well, no. Well, then, no, it doesn't need protecting right now. It's like, yeah, well, it
Yeah.
does because all houses matter. And it's like,
Yeah.
and I think that's
Yeah.
the thing. A lot of people get so wrapped up on what social media tells them is the right thing to do that they lose their
Mm,
humanity a little bit. Because, like I said, they're sat there asking for peace while threatening Taika Waititi because he doesn't sit on the same argument as them.
yeah. Yeah. I agree. Yep.
So I think sometimes stuff like this is needed because I mean I hope I don't necessarily think everybody would do it, but I think sometimes it kind of causes people to take a very good look at themselves and be like, oh
Yeah.
damn, yeah, I was a
Yeah.
victim of doing that. I
Yeah.
threatened somebody's wife because
Hmm.
I didn't like a stance they took on something that realistically I shouldn't probably be commenting on.
Yeah, that too. And the mentality of uh always wanting to make sure everybody knows you're right.
Yes.
I don't understand that stance. Like, we can have a mature debate
Yeah.
and everybody learns something from everything that was discussed.
Yeah.
But there's no such thing as I'm fully right and you're fully wrong.
Yeah.
Like, there's just not. Everybody has opinions, and there's always going to be people that, their opinion may suck, but unfortunately, it's their opinion, and there's really nothing you can do about it.
No.
I can't change anybody, and once you accept that fact, you become a happier person, because there was many times in my life was like, in the situations that I grew up in, was like, oh, I wish I could change this, I wish I could do this, I wish I could. You can only lead a horse to water, you can't force them to drink.
You can only lead somebody to weird unicorn horse porn, but you can't make them read the entire thing.
Okay, listen. I'm never telling you anything ever again.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
But yeah, so yeah, to kind of deaden the deep talk, a little bit. Yeah, it is crabby. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of, and listen, I'm completely ignorant in anything that's happening because I get anxiety when I hear about people being hurt and stuff like that. And I try to stay away from it. I know that's not what you should do. That doesn't mean I don't care, though. It just means that I care way too much for it to be healthy.
I would
But
hazard to say not knowing is just as fine as knowing.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, I mean, I agree. I do agree. But
Your opinion is you don't want to. Well, you don't want to know, but you can't know. But
yeah,
that's still an opinion you can take.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
No opinion is an option.
Yeah. You
I
can
just
abstain from the vote, which is kind of what my viewpoint is. I'm like, a part of me sat there going, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Okay,
yeah,
one side has been bad. One side has done bad things in this time, but they,
they've all done something bad.
yeah, it was completely different because obviously with me being the age that I am, this hasn't been a new thing.
No.
Every so often, it gets to the point where they're like, okay, they've declared war again. Okay, they've declared war again. Okay, they've declared war again. One side has started it and has done horrible things. The other side has started it and done horrible things.
Yeah.
You can't just pretend because for the sake of you want to boycott Starbucks for 5 minutes that one side is completely innocent. They're not. No one's innocent. If your
No.
path to getting what you want is to hurt other people, then you need to reassess how you're getting it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree because who's the innocents in this? The innocents are kids.
Yeah.
Kids are not the people that want to fight.
No.
These are children that don't understand what's going on and they're following what they've been told to follow.
Yeah.
Which is what their parents and or government and or whatever have told them to follow. And I think that is a failure on like the adult's brain, to be completely honest, because it's like, why are you bringing in this to like kids when they don't really even understand what's going on? Like they don't understand. And anybody who says that they do is definitely blind.
Yeah.
Because
a 3-year-old does not understand the complexities between a borderline between one country or one religion that says that they should have had it all this time and therefore they've not had it. They don't get that. I mean, for goodness sake, I don't even understand the borders in my own town.
Yeah.
And how the logic works for councils. I'm not going to be commenting on religious laws.
I agree. And like I think of it this way because the Dixie Chicks talked about this like when Bush was in power. How teaching your child to hate somebody is something that you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
Because a child doesn't know how to hate.
No.
They're taught how to hate.
Yeah.
Right? You're only and a child doesn't see a skin color or who they love or anything like that. They don't see it in those ways. They just see this person as a person. Yeah. They don't see the things that we see because we've been brainwashed into thinking the way that we do because of I grew up with a father who was very against like women like doing things that men do and didn't understand like homosexuals, like didn't understand why that was a thing and why we should learn about it and all that stuff. Like, and he still is kind of like that these days. And which is why I don't have the greatest of relationship with him because I believe in just allowing people to be who they are. If it doesn't hurt me and it doesn't hurt anybody I love, why do I care? Like why do I care what my next door neighbor does with their boyfriend or whoever? Like, again, if it doesn't hurt me and it doesn't hurt somebody else, I don't give a shit. As long as they're happy and my family's happy, that's all I care about. And that's all I'll ever care about.
Because that is the reason that we have this, like, absolutely pure hatred. Is because they don't actually understand why. Like,
Most definitely.
they can't give a reason, which is why they tend to then default to sky daddies, or they tend to go to one thing that they've kind of taken in the wrong context and actually doesn't say this. If you read it, actually read it, because they know full well that there is no justification. They know full well that they don't have an answer for why they hate this person.
Yeah.
But because it's been so ingrained into them, they don't want to admit that maybe they are victims of being lied to and used for manipulation. So it's easier for them to double down and just go, no, 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 no. The Sky Daddy that said love everybody didn't actually mean love everybody. He meant love the people that are white and me. And
Yeah.
someone loves
Yeah.
me, right?
A certain race. When they forget that Jesus was in the Middle East, he was
Yeah.
born as. I'm sorry, correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't he born a Jew? Like,
Yep.
yeah. So I mean, it doesn't make sense, right? And this is the thing about society and issues with all of these things.
Yeah.
I know. We got on a tangent, didn't we?
We got on a really problematic tangent that we probably should get off of now, because I think
Yeah, I agree.
20
I
odd
agree.
minutes on this tangent.
Yeah. But no,
We always do this, don't we?
we always do. But the main point of it is, the main point going back to it is,
Yeah.
if they haven't done anything to you, why hate them?
Yeah. I agree.
If they kick your dog, by all means go nuts.
Yeah.
Hate them. Hate them as much as you want. They kicked your dog.
Sorry, lovage.
Go John Wick style on them. Off we go.
Yeah. Many things can be argued, really.
Yeah.
But, anyways, we've said enough about that, and we'll.
We've
Okay,
said far too much about that.
everybody needs to know that this is.
You have said far too much about that.
Everybody just needs to know that we're just this way, and it's always going to be like this for us, for me, Becky, and the other Becky. We're always going to go on tangents, and
100%.
that's it. We're human beings.
Do you guys want a funny news story?
Yes, definitely.
I just need to find out more details of it. I was
okay.
I've seen the title, and it's.
I would like you to stop spraying me in the asshole, Becky.
I was wondering if you were going to realize that.
I can see it because I'm moving the weirdest way.
In the butthole.
This took me like 2 hours to finish by myself.
That's what she said.
Shut.
So, it's kind of funny and it's kind of not funny. I found it funny.
Okay.
The only sprinter at the Delhi athletics event not to flee the drug testers fails drugs test.
He's like, come on, I'm gonna fail it. He knows. He knew.
This is ironic.
Isn't it ironic?
He ran alone in the 100 meters final in September after the 7 other competitors fled the drug officials.
Wow.
He has now failed a drug test.
Wow.
He owned it. He was like,
He owned it.
Do you know what? I'm on it. Just own it. Exactly. Just own it.
I mean, yeah, true, I guess. But, like, the irony.
Yeah.
The situational irony.
The thing is that, like, if he chose not to, if he had, as in, like, failed, as in, like, he tried to run away and then wasn't able to do it, that would be funnier, because it'd be like, what drugs were you taking to fail outrunning people who are A, not on drugs, and B, not runners?
Yeah, that would have been better.
That would have been funnier.
We should rewrite that story.
Yeah. It is still hilarious, though, don't get me wrong. I just like the idea. He was like, Test me. You'll find no drugs. We found drugs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, shit.
Oh yeah, it was all those
Other
drugs I
people,
took.
the 7 other people all cited cramps and strains for their withdrawal.
Huh?
I
You're
like
Huh?
that. I like
after
that.
going into the place. Oh no, I got injured today. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, sorry. I mean, like you could have at least
Yeah, I
said,
had
"Oh,
to
I
take
might have
medication.
drugs. I might have drugs in my system because I hurt myself."
Yeah.
Like, come on, make an effort. try with your life.
But then I feel like they would have to probably check with a doctor, I'm assuming. In that
Yeah,
situation,
probably.
right?
And it also
I'm not
depends on what they were
sure.
taking, because it would be like, yeah, that's all well and good, but the drugs you were
Yeah,
taking have nothing to do, like,
with healing you.
with a bum knee.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
They make you like Superman. They don't do anything other than just make you speedy. Stop hitting me in the ass.
it was not intentional this time.
Uh-huh. Uh. Becky is obsessed with my butt.
Yeah,
Oh, shame.
I'm not even gonna
You're
deny it. I'm owning it. I am drug
Not
testing.
running with this one.
Yeah, I'm drug testing this
on
one.
my ass. What?
Drug testing this one. 100%.
Okay.
100%.
What kind of friggin' prayers do you guys have?
Prayers?
My little what?
Because.
Oh, I have the most upgraded one.
Oh, right, the sprayers. I thought you said prayers. I was like, I think we've already established that
Mhm.
this is the. You're barking up the wrong tree with this one. Jesus has given up on me. Like, fair play to him. He tried his best.
He
I
tried.
feel like-
Oh, he didn't even try for me.
He gave it a solid 10 minutes before he went, Jesus.
Did I ever
me.
tell you guys I used to go to church? Like there was like little like Sunday school type things for kids when I was younger,
I went to
I
Brownies.
would
That's...
say.
and it was called Children of the Light.
Sorry.
Was it a cult?
Yeah, that's.
I mean, sorry. Sorry.
That sounds.
Not all organized religion is a cult. But are you sure it wasn't a cult?
Yeah. Did
I mean-
you get cult vibes? Like looking back on it now, you know, did you?
I was fed cookies.
Okay, 100% cult.
I mean, this isn't entirely. I would feed people no, I wouldn't. put
Yeah,
them
but you're also a cult.
The lovage
in.
cult.
I can't find that one.
Bad
That makes
example.
sense. Yes.
Bad example. Because that was my first thought as well. Well, I would have said that. Oh yeah, I'm a cult. Yeah.
I would start my own cult.
A cult. Well, we've
I'm
already got one.
sure
The
you
cult of
wouldn't.
Becky's.
No, that's a council. We're a council. We're a
We're
There's
governing.
different.
We're kind of a
Not a
cult.
cult.
We're
Not
kind
a
of a
cult.
cult, though.
Yeah, but
I definitely think us as a group is a cult
Oh,
for
definitely.
sure.
100%.
I think we're probably the weirdest girls I've ever met.
oh, you should meet my friends.
I will. At some point.
Well, yeah.
What? You don't want to show me to your friends?
No, not really.
Am I just a secret girlfriend?
They're a bit too weird for you.
I don't know about that. Remember, I've read the
Unicorn book.
Romance of Unicorn.
I should also send that to my friend and see if
Oh,
I can get
God.
her to read it.
You can use it as like an initiation. Like depending on your reaction, depends on whether further introductions are made.
Jesus. Tower Tabletop Shelter.
I'm trying to figure out where that is. Oh wait.
Oh. Yeah. Giggity.
Hell yeah. Get that dirty bitch clean.
Alright.
Okay.
I hated this one the most.
Isaac loves it, mainly because of the dinosaur.
Of course.
So every so often he'll just go, dinosaur one, and I literally have to.
Are you shooting me again?
Maybe.
I can see myself moving. You're not very stealthy.
Look it! Look at the funky dance. Oh, you missed the funky dance. You were doing a funky dance.
Welcome, ladies, to my humble abode.
Is this before or after the? No, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would end that question.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say something. I knew it. I can read your mind.
Can you?
I mean, anybody that reads Unicorn,
Shut up.
like voluntarily.
Voluntarily
Listen,
brought this
I
up.
was curious.
Yeah,
okay.
you brought it up. No matter what, you manifested this.
Did I bring that up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember.
I certainly don't remember ever like.
All I asked
discussing...
for you were Horse Girl, and you're like, well, I did read this one book.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I did.
really hoped it was a joke. I really hoped it was a bit. I really did.
Listen, you can't judge me now.
Oh, I
You're
100%
friends with me,
can.
and that's it.
100% can. I mean, this is from the same province that has like a freaking sex quiz report research done.
Yes,
So
there was.
You
Yes,
probably shouldn't be surprised.
in 2017.
Yeah, so it's relatively out of interest. When was the horse unicorn thing?
Oh, that was a recent read. I don't know when it was made. I didn't look at that.
Actually, we should probably look.
Shut up.
Who's the author? Are they also a Newfie?
Probably.
I don't know.
Have a look in fairy circles. They're probably going to be there. Let's be honest.
Listen.
Listen.
Read the Akatar,
No,
and you might like it.
I thought you were going to say read the book. I was like,
No.
absolutely not.
Listen, I would never subject you to that horror.
It's a horror. I'll read it.
Okay, go ahead.
It's not the horror it should be. It's horror, but more
horrific.
Yeah, it's more.
Your chat thinks I'm weird now.
Yeah. Well, you are.
Why
Why we work so well.
What?
Huh?
What did you say?
Nothing.
I swear to God.
Nothing.
You have absolutely no evidence or proof I said anything ever.
No, we certainly don't have a recording that you can probably go back and listen to.
Exactly. You're going to just be wrecked. You know this.
Whole thing.
It's all a dream. You're covered in night.
Go to
It's probably
sleep.
not a dream, but
Nightmare.
You know what movie I have been obsessed with lately?
Unicorns.
The Dungeons and Dragons one.
the new one is good.
I've
good.
heard,
I
I've
love
heard
that
a lot
one.
of good things about that. My friend who is
I
absolutely
haven't
Chris
watched it.
Hemsworth works, who is absolutely mad for Chris Hemsworth, has said it. I haven't got round to it. I really struggle finding time to actually watch things, because the moment I sit down for, like, even getting Isaac to watch Muppets Christmas Carol was actually an ordeal, because he's just into stuff that he can kind of put on and then go. It's literally he watched it and he freaking loved a Muppets Christmas Carol by the time he was done, and he was like really getting into it, but for the first 15 or so minutes it was like I had asked him to give me his kidney. Like, he was not having any of it.
Nice.
And then, like I said, as soon as he kind of got into it, he was loving it. He was really engaged in it. He was like, naughty Scrooge. But yeah, so it depends on how much I want to fight with him in regards to, like,
Cat.
Well, that's brave, picking up ladders.
No, nobody but us seen that.
No, exactly. Literally nobody else saw that.
Which was sad, because I feel like it would have been written in
hilarious.
history.
It was hilarious. But yeah, so getting him to sit down and watch movies is really really challenging, and because he's up like 90% of the day, and then if he's not, I'm either streaming or asleep. I don't really get a lot of time to watch TV. But no, my friend was like, "Oh my god, you need to watch it. It's absolutely hilarious."
When you get a chance, and I understand, but when you get a chance, I highly recommend it. It's really good.
I've seen clips through TikTok, and I'm like, "Huh, that's really funny."
I expected it to be really bad, like the other D&D movies, but
Oh
it's
god,
it
we
is
don't talk about the other D&D movies.
I
to
did
put it
like
in,
that one though
to put it in
as well.
how good it is. I don't normally watch movies twice, and I have actually seen this movie twice because I made Mug watch it as well.
Nice.
Cat.
You get.
My favorite part, I'm sure you can guess.
Is
What are you lazy assholes doing?
is there a?
I was gonna say I don't remember any bits with a horse, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was gonna
Hey,
say like,
hey.
are we talking about horse in here? Just so I can prepare myself mentally.
Never telling you guys anything ever again.
I have heard this so many times,
Yeah.
ma'am.
And
Yeah,
yet,
I know.
here we are.
Get wrecked. You know what we should do now? We need to play either, oh my god, Party Animals or Golf with Your Friends. Stop spraying me in the ass!
It's not me this time. I'm spraying the cat.
I don't have the 3-prong thing. Stop it.
I'll get the butt. You get the face.
Oh my god.
Both ends.
Yes, baby?
I've just
You have a
realised I'm
game
spraying.
suggestion?
I've just
What
realised I'm
game
spraying Lovage in the
suggestion?
butt. There we go. There we go.
What?
Getting you back.
No, baby. We can't play that. There's only 3 of us. It's not that easy, sweetheart. I appreciate the suggestion, okay?
Hi.
We do. Yeah. We don't want to play that, though. Unfortunately, Becky is streaming. You know I don't want you on if we're streaming, okay? Alright, I love you. Okay. Can you close Mom's door, please? Thank you. He wants to play. Stop it. Stop it. You guys are awful. 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 Okay, that's it. I'm gonna wreck you guys.
That's what she said.
And what are we playing? What are we playing?
I have also realised, Lovage, that we have the same gloves on as well. Didn't realise until just then. I was like, hang on a minute, I recognise those gloves.
What do you want to play?
I have a lot of games, so whatever you guys want to play.
I do not have Party Animals updated.
Are you kidding me?
I would probably need to update
surprisingly, no, I'm not kidding you.
Well, to be fair, it's probably that probably be next time because I'm just thinking we've already been doing this for about an hour and 15.
Oh my god. I didn't even realize. And you know what? None of my games are updated either, which is surprising.
Oh, love it. Go for it. Do some judgment. Do some judgment.
My evening is only judgment from.
I think you guys judged me enough tonight. Thank you.
I mean, you bring up a story about unicorn screwing, then yeah, we're going to kind of judge you a little bit for that.
I don't even remember what time we were agreed upon.
That's true. I at least remembered and was like, yeah, let's go. And you were like, wait, what? And then that threw me into a tizzy.
Listen. You were just as confused as I was.
Yes, because you made me confused.
Oh my god, Horizon Forbidden West is coming to PC?
Oh, it's gonna be terrible though.
Oh my god.
Well, correction, it would be terrible because of my PC.
Yeah.
Oh, so bad.
The Horizon Zero Dawn is really, really good. Really
Yep.
good.
I've got the second one. I think that's probably one of the first things I'm gonna start streaming after Christmas. Because I was like up
Mm.
until Christmas, because it's like the next couple of weeks are a bit bitty and bobby.
Mm.
Like, because as I've said, I'm at Christmas parties. I was at one yesterday. I've got another one
Mhm.
next week, and then I've got another one the week after. Then it's Christmas. So I was like, the last thing that I wanted to do was jump into a full game just before going away. So I was like, if I keep doing the little bitty bobby games, I was like, that'll probably do me until just after Christmas, and then probably in the new
Mhm.
year I'll start jumping back into proper
Definitely.
proper games again.
Hold on.
Holding on.
I'm
She's
doing
got another,
something.
she's got another unicorn thing for us.
Touch your face.
Listening.
Uh,
Very much listening.
Yeah,
shush,
waiting,
shush.
waiting. I'm waiting for a unicorn story to find out.
You're waiting for this.
Disaster Elf. That's me. That is my life. That is my 2023 Christmas.
$18,000?
What? How big is this?
Yeah.
How big's the unicorn?
Hey, hold on. You have $18,000 in Powerwash?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah. Holy crap.
Can I? This is what I tell you. Like, I am freaking obsessed with this game. I have gone through the entire thing, re-gone over it, brought every single kind of.
I now need to see how much I have in it.
Yeah, unicorn. I've brought unicorns. I brought every
Yeah, you
kind
brought
of.
the
I brought
unicorns.
the unicorns. I brought the sex boy. No, I brought all of the outfits. I brought all of the attachments. I brought all of the washers. I brought all of the soaps that I could buy. I'm running out of things to buy. Like, it's getting to the point now where it doesn't even bother me. I only get paid 50p per thing, so I'm just like, I genuinely have. I'm like, I want to join other people's games and buy their stuff for them because I'm like, I
Mm.
don't know how else to spend the money I have.
I love how we chatted about books for like what?
10 minutes,
I don't know.
think.
Oh, it's about an hour.
No, we did, to be fair, because obviously, Lovage got into the quite a lot of differences between Miss Peregrine's, which I am
Yeah,
definitely going to get that, even if it is just an audiobook, because that's something that I found I've been
I
doing a
agree.
lot lately.
The only thing
Is
I would say is audiobook will not be as good because you won't get the pictures.
That
Mhm.
is true,
It's like
yes.
thing.
Unless it's like Michael
Okay.
Sheen describing the picture. It's not gonna quite be the same. But no, yeah, I tend to
Oh my.
find that audiobooks is a lot because I can just stick it on while I'm driving, and it's about an hour to and from work. So I was like, that's a couple of hours I've got that, I can't read while I'm driving.
Is she cutting in and out for you?
Little bit.
Or is it just me? Or is she cutting in and out for you? Must be me.
Am I back?
Little bit. I said a little bit.
A little bit.
Oh,
Can you hear
okay.
me?
If you want me to answer your question, listen.
I honestly thought I heard you right, but you know.
Just shout unicorns at her. That'll get her to shush for 5 minutes.
You asshole.
Love you.
Love you too. Oh my. So are we calling it a night? Are you going to be playing some more games, Becky?
No, no, because this is what my Fridays are now.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
Oh, woe is you.
Woe is me! I get to have fun with my friends and talk about books for 20 minutes. My life is tragic.
Yeah. Did Kirby ask about the better than sex cake?
Yes, I did notice that, and then I fumbled on my stream deck, and then I think he left. But if you're still here, Kirby, no, I have not heard of that. Um, it's also quite a claim, and I would definitely need to have that cake in order to compare the two.
I've heard
I'd
of
need the.
better than sex mascara.
I've heard of better than sex cocktails.
Interesting.
Because there's also like they tend to keep on a theme, so there's like sex on the beach better than sex. I'm like, that is a claim, and I need
Mhm.
to know kind of how bad some people's sex lives are, because I need to know what their level is, because if they're having terrible sex, then yeah, absolutely anything is going to be better than it, isn't it?
Mhm. Mhm. That's
But
true.
if you are having some banging, then that's a claim. I need to know what I need to know the baseline before I make a judgment. I also need to have the cake. Where is it? Give me the cake.
Oh my god, Becky, you come up with the weirdest sayings.
What? Banging.
Bangin' bangin'.
Yeah, you got some banging. It's a UK thing, I think.
No. I just
It
like
makes
teasing you.
perfect sense to me. I mean, just
Exactly. It's like the
banging,
out.
banging, yeah.
It's like
Listen,
the
I'm
lemons
outnumbered.
out. Are you
I'm
going
outnumbered.
out or are you going
Yeah,
out
are you
out?
going out or are you going out?
Yeah, exactly. Because they are two different things. Are you going out or are you going out out? And that makes sense to nobody, and yet somehow makes sense to everybody.
It's true, it's true.
It's like the yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I'm going right?
Yeah, right.
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 It was at this
Don't,
moment that he knew he
don't you
fucked up.
start.
That was literally you, Britt, when you said unicorn story. The moment that left your mouth, you must have been like, I fucked up.
Yes. Don't I always though? What was the other story that we got on when we were playing Grounded? I think it was the thing about Newfoundland and the
Yeah.
sex
Yeah,
thing, and I
the
was like,
sex
you know
thing was
what?
there,
Fuck it.
yeah.
I'm just gonna let it come out. You know?
Phrasing.
Nah, I know. My phrasing's always good. You know, it's always quotable.
It is.
That's the Newfie in you.
Yeah. It's definitely something. It's a like some birds like instinctively know how to make nests despite the fact that they've never been shown how to. Anyone born
Mhm.
in your province just instinctively knows how to make phrases in that way, no matter if they're even meaning to. It's an instinctual thing.
Oh, I'm definitely that person. Definitely. Definitely. Duel ended. There's a duel?
Yes, yeah. Do you not see the little people in the bottom of my screen?
Oh, I didn't notice.
No, you
I
can.
I'm only noticing now for some reason. I don't know
I mean,
why.
to be fair, they're not overly obvious, which is kind of another reason why I wanted to keep them. So, because obviously Levy's not been around for a while after the whole incident where with Pando and when they got hacked.
Mhm.
It seems like they took the extension down because I don't think they could quite figure out how they'd managed to hack the bot and make the bot just come up with the most awful things ever. Because it happened on Ryan, if you remember. That it just randomly started spamming just it was like racist, homophobic, like the entire thing. They went whole hand with
Mhm.
the absolute awfulness. And then I think they couldn't figure out how they'd managed to do it, so they took the extension down while they were figuring it out. I got an email not too long ago to say that it's going to be reactivated soon. And hopefully they've figured out and fixed whatever it is they needed to figure out and fix. So while ever I didn't have Pando and Levy, I was like, oh, I have downloaded this ages ago. I still don't understand how it works.
Mhm.
But yeah, you can go and create your own little warrior. Lovage should have her own. And yeah, I think it's completely RNG. They just will pop up and beat the hell out of each other with
You can pick
swords.
how you attack and such in like action thing.
Yeah, it's called like final
Mhm.
fight thing.
It's
The
like a rock paper scissors thing.
Yeah, and basically the logo for it is two swords, a red sword and a blue sword that are clashing. If you
Mhm.
if you want another version for yourself, I
Two
kept
swords
seeing
touching.
them. And like a couple of people that I raided, they were in there, but because I've still noticed that the Pokemon community game is still active despite the fact it's not an active extension anymore. So I was like, well, I don't need to keep up that part of it because it's still working.
True.
So if it's still
I'm
working,
actually making my character now.
do it. Do it. I made mine, and then I don't know whether it just decided not to save. Fantasy 5 Live.
Oh my god.
It
There's
is
so many things.
extensive.
Do
Oh,
you want that? Get armor?
my I can hear in the background because Dan has TikTok on, and there's Let It Go going on, and it reminded me I went to go drop Isaac off at nursery the other day, and one of the little girls in there started singing Frozen, and I went, "Oh, it's the Frozen time of year again!" And the the nursery lady just looks at me, she's like, "Yeah, it's
That's cute.
great, I'm loving it," and I was like, "Have fun."
I'm apparently here and I don't know if you can see me.
I think so. I think you've instantly gone behind somebody that's in the the guy in red, the guy with the red hair on the right hand side. I think you've instantly decided that he needs a thorough buttocks examining.
I am the only blonde one.
There is two blondes.
Is there? Wait.
Yeah,
Oh, there I
yeah.
am. There I am. Never mind. It only just popped up.
I was gonna say the one on the
I
right
see.
that's currently inside the guy with the red hair. Truly living
God.
up to your newfie status.
Yes. Yes, definitely. Oh my. Well, any hoodles.
Anywho,
I'm definitely going to be playing some game with Nick and Andrew later on. That's for sure. I don't know
nice.
if I'm going to be streaming or not. I don't know.
That's
Don't know.
fair. That's fair.
But yeah, so we calling it quits today, and hopefully next time we'll have better stories to talk about, and not just sex everything.
No. Well,
I didn't bring it up.
that depends on how you start off the stories. I mean, you literally opened the thing with we agreed that we would talk about our favorite books, and you went straight into the sex unicorn story. So
Yeah.
Listen,
you talked about
Listen.
that before you talked about what your favorite story was.
apparently I'm against Fort Bush.
Yep. Again,
Uh-huh.
again, keeping. Let's see if you manage to beat the bush.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she said.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Seem to be away
You
your
are
hero.
certainly stabbing that bush.
I don't seem to be doing anything. Apparently.
It does say that it says as you seem to be aware, your hero will be AI controlled.
Oh. Okay. That's weird. Okay, anyways.
I
Okay,
need to see if you beat the bush.
I gotta kill the bush,
Yeah.
apparently. How come I don't have blue or
You
gray
killed each
eyes?
other.
Really?
You knocked each other out.
Both heroes felt overly tired after 7 rounds of fighting.
I mean, to be fair, that's a good bit of clashing going on there between you and the bush.
Dear God. Oh my. Ned.
Did.
Okay.
Anyway.
Anyways.
We
Have
will,
a good night, guys.
You too. We will try
You'll-
and keep to probably a little bit more stuff about books next time.
There will be a schedule,
Yeah.
and I will remember.
You will
Okay.
remember, and we will talk about books longer than 20 seconds before we do
Out, but okay.
it.
But anyways,
But
yeah. So another time, I guess.
Indeed.
All right.
Alright.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye.
Good night.
Good night. Okay. Well, that was the first one of that. That was interesting. So yeah, we kind of
Dirks!
Dirks. Sorry, girl, still here. No, so yeah, we did end up for probably about 10 minutes each talking about the books that we actually enjoyed. Um, Definitely getting onto some of them are definitely going to end up getting onto my reading list for whenever I actually have time to read a book. And then we diverged into Black Mirror, religion, and politics. As you do on podcasts and book talks. But no, we will definitely have was about yeah, to be fair, we did manage to keep about books for quite a while because obviously we talked about why we like it. I'm sorry. It's no reason to apologize. I can't say anything. I jumped onto it as well. Um I think it's always a risk depending on the type of book that you're talking about as well. Sometimes it's a natural conclusion. But no, I definitely had a lot of fun. We will I have notes. I have notes too. We'll so next Friday is not going to happen because next Friday I am away. Um I am at my second Christmas party, work Christmas do. So, but we will be doing this on Thursday. Sorry, girl. Looking at you, girl. On Thursday. Around about the same time. Strangely, a lot of. I'll just say, oh God, no. But yeah, so I have no idea what we're gonna be talking about. But yes, we will be back next Thursday instead of next Friday. And then the week after, I have no idea what's gonna happen. On the run up to Christmas, it's gonna be a little bit more sporadic, but I think we'll be able to kind of tie it down. We'll be able to tie things down. Perhaps sorry girl, if she's a good girl, we'll be able to tie it down a little bit better after the new year. Plus the fact I'll need something to look forward to because January's are just the absolute fucking worst at the best of time. I also don't like how enthusiastically you said yes as it popped up with me talking about us tying you down. I'm always a good girl. Of course you are. Always my good little girl. But anyway, I will be back for a I love your little frog emotes with the hats on. They're so cute. Particularly the panda one from the other day. But yeah, we will I was responding to of course you were. Of course you were. Where is he? Where is he? I want to see my. There he is. He is 100% again in the perfect place in order to judge me. He looked like he was looking directly at me and judging me. I love it. Shoves hand through face. I don't need to know what you're getting up to on the other side of that screen. Can also definitely tell why she told to go. Awkward. But yes, next Thursday we will try and find a game to play. We'll talk. We will discuss another kind of book thing. We'll talk about something. We'll try and be organised. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll try. And then I will be back at some point over the weekend for my for my normal stream. I may pick up Animal Crossing again because it's been a hot minute since I last was on it, and I've been doing a lot of Powerwash and House Flipper. I want them to organise you two mad women. Hey, I was like, okay, done. I am ready to go. I was like, are we ready? 20 minutes. And it's not me. Not me. Also, my horrendous Christmas jumper today is actually one of Dan's. Ta-da! Bless Dan. He wore it. He wore it to work and didn't realise it's a swearing book. And he used to work in a children's toy shop. But yeah, so yeah, absolutely. The fact that nobody else picked up on it is just perfect. It's literally, this is the first time he's had it out since he phrasing, since he was at that workshop, and I just put it on. I was like, "Do you mind if I borrow the bar humpug jumper?" And he was like, "Yeah, yeah, sure, go for it." And then I put it on. He was like, "Oh my god, that pug is swearing." And I was like, "Oh gosh, yeah, it is." He went, "No, you don't understand. I used to wear that to work." Got away with that one. Got away with that one. And that 20-minute tangent. Yes, we will try and not get onto a religious tangent again. If we start, we need a safe word. How many times? Repeatedly. He wore it repeatedly. How many times? I think it was over the course of 2 years, 2 Christmases. And it would have been, I would have wore it for a couple of days before it needed washing. So you're talking probably like every Monday and Tuesday across December, like kind of like back end of November, beginning of December, because that's kind of when they started doing their Christmassy stuff, for about 2 years. So easily 10 times. Nobody picked up on it. I didn't pick up on it until he said. He didn't pick up on it. It's fine. It's fine. I wonder how many kids picked up on the fact that it was swearing and swore, and then tried to blame his jumper, and then got told off by their parents. And it's like, actually, no, the jumper is the one in the wrong. But anyway, I've gone onto a tangent myself. But yes, we will. It's fine. They're gonna pick it up anyway. But yes, we will try and not get onto a religious tangent again. I make no promises, but I will definitely try. And I will be back again at some point over the weekend for my Friday replacement stream. But until then, have a wonderful rest of your evening, weekend, day, whatever time zone you are in. Thank you very much for joining the first of our podcasts with the 3Bs, myself, my fellow Becky, and Brittany, who is Lovage and Sorry Girl, respectively. And we will see you later for more book-related shenanigans. See you soon. I hope thanks for just going on. I'm still waving even though the screen's changed. And I'm still waving as I'm telling you that I'm still waving even though the screen's changed. Love you lots. Actually, oh, raid. Why am I not raiding somebody? Let's go raid first. It's been a while since I've raided first. Playing a game called Path of Exile. It does also mean that I have to do the really awkward bit while I wait for the countdown to go through, which is all good fun. I love you. Bye.